Okay, Erling Haaland is the second Manchester City player to score a brace on his Premier League debut. But who was the first, Ali McCoy?
Sergio Aguero.
Yes. Do you know what year?
Oh,
The year?
2011.
Yeah, that's correct. Sergio Aguero, the first one to do it, August 2011. And Erling Haaland just looking like, wow, what a player. Made it look easy, didn't he? He was like, Premier League? Easy.
He looked as though he'd been there since he was 4 years of age.
Yes.
I was surprised, no, we're not. I just thought he fitted in kind of in the exact way that we all thought he would.
Yes, and there is a lot more still to come from Erling Haaland. Joining us now to look back on his memorable debut is a former Manchester City winger, Trevor Sinclair. Good morning, Trev.
Good morning, Trev.
Hello, morning, Ali. Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Great, mate.
Good.
We had a good weekend. Plenty going on this weekend, mate. Loved the football. And it obviously came to the kind of climax with that game yesterday, West Ham, Man City. It just kind of went the way I thought it would. Would you agree?
Yeah, amazing that it's back. I think we've all missed it. Obviously, the Lioness is doing well in the summer, but it's great to get the Premier League back. Yeah, I mean, what you just said there, Ali, you know, the goal that he scored, I thought actually Jack Grealish did really well just to beat the press initially in the left back position. And then it was a couple of touches by Rodri into Kevin De Bruyne. And I think any fan who's seen Kevin De Bruyne and the ability he's got with his passing range and Erling Haaland when he played for Borussia Dortmund, we've almost visualised that goal that he scored.
100%.
And he's put the perfect pass through. It must have seemed like the Red Sea was parting because it wasn't even hard for Kevin De Bruyne. He had that in the locker. And when he got in that one-on-one position, it was inevitable, wasn't it? He was going to hit the back of the net and he was very composed. What impressed me most was his pace. Because I just heard you saying there, he's grown a bit taller, he's put on more muscle, but his pace for both goals to get there before Areola for the penalty, and then his pace again to get on the end of that. And I think it might have been Ben Davis or Zuma, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but just didn't get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
He seemed to have an absolute age to steady himself, and it was almost in slow motion. He just said, "There's my spot," picked it. Back of the net, game over.
Do you know something, Trev? The other one that I thought that the move and the movement for his second goal was first class, but the other one, it might have been just before it, where De Bruyne put a ball right across the face and he comes sliding in and he doesn't get it, but that's the kind of goal I think he'll get plenty of as well this season. Yeah,
and I think that's the eliteness of Kevin De Bruyne, where even as much as Erling Haaland is a great striker, I think he was just a split second behind Kevin De Bruyne there, and his movement was just a little bit late. But he'll learn because he knows that's a goal for him, and next time he won't miss that opportunity to move a little bit quicker. Stay on side, but move a little bit quicker and expect that ball in, because not many players have got that kind of vision and that kind of execution of the delivery that Kevin De Bruyne has. But I can see Kevin De Bruyne getting 20 plus assists this season. I can see Erling Haaland getting 20 plus goals in the Premier League this season as well.
He could have had a hat-trick as well, couldn't he?
He could have had a hat-trick last week. You know, we talk about, you know, that thing, I mean, Ali, you'll know better as a striker, but when I seen him miss the chances last week and he had a little smile to himself, I thought, he's not beating himself up. It's like me on a golf course when I shank one. I think, what's the point in getting angry with myself? Because I don't practice enough to be able to expect to hit that shot consistently. Whereas he's like, you know what, it's pre-season. I've not
100%.
really load. So, yeah, that gave me a little bit of confidence, thinking, I think I like this guy because he's not taking it too serious.
I was the exact same, mate. I was the exact same. I looked at him and I looked at somebody who, okay, had missed a right good chance, but was 100% confident in his own skin that the next one or the following week he'll get 2 or 3. He's just got an air of, I don't know, invincibility about him. He's strong, he's powerful. As you say, his pace was the one thing yesterday that really impressed me as well. He looked electric, mate.
Yeah, and listen, you don't get them players often. I think he realises he's been given a gift because of just the sheer size of him. And the way that he plays, I mean, even his link-up play, I thought was excellent. Again, he got on the end of Jack Grealish's cross where he just got a bit too much purchase on the ball. But again, that's another string to Manchester City's bow now. You can obviously put it in the air, and no one got anywhere near him on that header. He's about 8 foot in the air. But if you press Manchester City at the moment, they've got that one over the top, or they've got the one into his chest because he's huge. If you drop off him, they'll pass you with 1,000 deaths. I mean, pick your poison. It's one of them. It's so difficult to play against Manchester City now, even more difficult. And I think the work that they've done this week compared to last week in the Community Shield, you can see it. The relationships, the chemistry between the players. Gundogan was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, we are concerned as Manchester City fans that Bernardo Silva keeps on getting spoken about going to Barcelona. But if you remember how Gundogan finished last season, the league-winning goal and what it means to him, he was captain on the day yesterday at West Ham. And yeah, I just think it's a good season ahead for Manchester City.
Can I ask a bit about the West Ham side of things yesterday? Because look, it's a stuttering start, but you would almost kind of go, if you're a West Ham fan, all right, look, it's Manchester City, it's Erling Haaland, you know what, we'll let this one slide. I wondered your thoughts on the new signings. Skamaka came off the bench, looked all right.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it just went a little bit of movement before the ball, just got in a slight offside position, but decent header. I think it was a good save by Addison. But it was difficult for West Ham yesterday. I mean, at one stage in the, I think, first half, towards the end of the first half, it was 82% possession. It was over 30 degrees in the stadium. And like, you know, you think you've gone on a press and you're in numbers, and then all of a sudden someone will do a step over, break that press, and you think, I could just see the lads' body language, and they were getting deflated, and it was tough. And I think you have to give them credit for staying in there, because that could easily have been a 4-5-0, which we've seen in the past when Manchester City played against West Ham. But the lads stuck in there. They kept working hard for each other. And there was a lot of positives from the game, even though they didn't really lay a paw on Manchester City. There was a lot of positives for me, that the team spirit's right, and anything else, they got a great workout from the game, because, you know, going into the next game, that's extra fitness work, and that, you know, they didn't get destroyed 4-5-0. I think that's a big bonus.
I think so, Trevor. And I was listening to Moyes' interview after the game, and I think he always speaks and calls it well, Moyes, and he more or less said that he was happy with the way his team kind of kept their shape and made it difficult to play through, because there was you know, he was resigned to the fact you're playing a team that are absolutely on fire, and that's probably the best opposition that West Ham will play this season. And I thought, you know, they didn't look out of place. I don't think they were ever going to win the game, but I think there was certainly plus points, mate.
Spirit's massive, you know that in football, Ali, and the lads never down tools. But when you think about the situation that they're in there, they're chasing shadows. They can't get anywhere near Manchester City. They're 1 or 2-0 down, depending on when it was in the game.
Yeah.
And then you've got Alvarez, Mahrez, Bernardo, Phillips and Cole Palmer coming on. I think that five's as much as it's good for players who are rotating and who get in the red zone and all this, whatever they talk about in football now, I think it's an unfair advantage for the big squads. I really do, because when you can bring on half a team of world-class players and you've not got that strength and depth in your squad, I think it's a massive advantage to the big teams.
All right, Trev, we'll let you go. Just actually, before we do, I just noticed that when we were promoting that Graham Souness is going to be on with Simon Jordan and Jim White earlier on, you were laughing your head off. And I just wondered if you think Simon Jordan might turn up a little bit earlier than he normally does with Graham.
He probably will, because I don't think he'll want to be late for that discussion. But I'm intrigued because, I mean, listen, you just heard what was said about him. He is an absolute, you know, oracle of football knowledge and experience, and you know, what he doesn't know about football is probably not worth knowing. So I'm really looking forward to that debate and them discussions. I hope security are available for the show.
That's Jim.
It's going to be good to see Simon up against, you know, one of the really most creative and knowledgeable brains in football, from experience and from management.
Excellent. Well said, Trevor. Thanks for coming on,
mate.
I'll speak to you again very soon.
Guys.
Have a good day, mate. All the best.
Trevor Sinclair on talkSPORT Breakfast.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.